Have you ever wondered why some people seem to build huge success, while others work just as hard but barely move forward? Two people can work the same hours. One becomes extremely successful, the other stays stuck. So what's the difference? It's not always intelligence, it's not always talent, and surprisingly, it's often not even about working harder. The real difference is something called leverage. And once you understand this concept, you will start seeing it everywhere. In business, in money, in technology, even in everyday life. But here's the strange part. Most people work their entire lives without ever understanding leverage. So today I'm going to explain it in the simplest way possible, using stories, using real-life examples, and by the end of this video, you might start looking at money, work, and opportunity in a completely different way. Let me start with a very old story. Imagine a man trying to move a giant rock. He pushes with his hands, nothing happens. He pushes harder, still nothing. The rock doesn't move. Then someone walks over and gives him a long stick. They place the stick under the rock, using a smaller stone as a pivot. Now, the man pushes again. Suddenly, the rock moves. With far less effort, the stick multiplied his strength. This simple tool created more power than his muscles alone. That is the original meaning of leverage. Leverage means using something small to create a much bigger result. And this idea became one of the most powerful concepts in the modern world. Let's imagine something simple, a lemonade stand. You decide to start selling lemonade on a hot afternoon. You buy lemons, sugar, water, and cups. It costs you $20. You make lemonade and sell each cup for $2. By the end of the day, you sell 30 cups. You make $60. After subtracting your $20 cost, your profit is $40. That's a normal business. You invested your own money. Now let's change the situation slightly. Imagine you only had $5. Not enough to buy the ingredients, but your friend lends you $15. Now, you still buy the same ingredients. You still sell 30 cups. You still make $60, but your own money was only $5. Even after paying your friend back, your return compared to your original $5 is massive. That's financial leverage. Using other people's resources to amplify your result. Here's something interesting. If you study wealthy entrepreneurs, you'll notice something very quickly. They rarely rely only on their own effort. Instead, they constantly use leverage. They use money leverage. They use people leverage. They use technology leverage. They use product leverage. Each one multiplies their results. Let me show you how. Imagine you run a burger stand. You cook the burgers, you take the orders, you clean the table. You work 10 hours every day. Maybe you sell 100 burgers daily. Your income depends entirely on your time. Now imagine something different. You hire 2 employees. One cooks, one serves customers. Now the stand can sell 300 burgers per day. But you didn't work 3 times harder. You simply used people leverage. You multiplied your output using other people's time. Now here's where leverage becomes extremely powerful. Technology. Think about a singer in the past. If they wanted to perform music, they had to find a stage. Maybe 100 people would listen. Maybe 500 if the venue was big. But today, a singer uploads one video online. That same performance could reach 1 million people, or even 10 million. The effort happened once, but the impact multiplied. This is technology leverage. The internet allows one action to reach millions, and that's why modern creators, businesses, and startups can grow so fast. Let's go back to our lemonade story. Imagine you discover an amazing lemonade recipe. People love it. Instead of selling lemonade cups, you write a short digital guide explaining your recipe. You sell it online for $5. If 10 people buy it, you earn $50. If 1,000 people buy it, you earn $5,000. But you only created the guide once. This is called product leverage. A product that can be sold repeatedly without repeating the same work. Software works like this. Online courses work like this. Apps work like this. Once created, they can reach unlimited customers. Now, here's something very important. Leverage is powerful, but it can also be dangerous. Let's go back to borrowing money. Imagine someone buys a house for $200,000 using a loan. They only pay $20,000 as a down payment. If the house value rises to $250,000, their investment grows massively. Leverage works beautifully. But what if the price drops instead? Suppose the house falls to $150,000. Now they still owe the bank $180,000. The asset is worth less than the debt. This is the dark side of leverage. It magnifies gains, but it also magnifies losses. That's why leverage must be used carefully. Here's another interesting example. Look at your smartphone. Inside that small device, you have a camera, a computer, a communication device, a map, a music player, a research tool, a business platform. 20 years ago, each of these tools required separate machines. Now they exist in one small object. Your productivity multiplies, your reach multiplies, your ability multiplies. This is technology leverage in everyday life. Once you understand leverage, you start asking different questions. Instead of asking, how can I work harder? You start asking, how can I multiply my effort? Can I build a system? Can I create a product? Can I use technology? Can I collaborate with others? This shift in thinking changes everything, because success is rarely about effort alone. It's about amplified effort. So, the next time you hear the word leverage, remember this simple idea. Leverage means using something small to control something much bigger. A stick moves a rock, a loan controls a large asset, a small team runs a company, one video reaches millions. The world's most successful people understand this deeply. They don't just work harder. They build systems that multiply their actions. And once you start thinking this way, you'll begin to see leverage opportunities everywhere. In business, in technology, in creativity, and maybe in your own life. Finally, this channel exists for those who are ready to rise. If that's you, like the video, subscribe, and let this be your daily reminder